Hey, what's going on? I'm not very good at hitting the record button or getting my phone out whenever I get to building stuff. But Mike Espo has got a couple cars that we're doing a trade for, and they're good looking Mercuries. And I got a couple cars that I'm gonna build for him. And like I said, I'm not very good at hitting the record button, but these are cars just like this. And well, I already stripped the paint and I've already drilled them out. But at least I hit record before I went any further. I'm going to file them up, smooth them out, and then get to painting on them. Had them in a paint stripper overnight, so they're nice and stripped. I'll file down the edges and make them all smooth. And try to hit the record button a little more often. Here's the bottoms of them. I'm going to paint them also, and the interior. So hold on and we'll get her done. Stand by for more update. I did most of this off camera. But I think I have them, all the burrs smoothed out. Got it nice and smooth and ready for paint. So he wants a taxi. So I'm going to paint one yellow. And of course the bottom will be black. I haven't painted these yet, but the bottom will be black because most taxis are black and yellow. I mean, yeah, I guess most taxis are still black and yellow, I guess. That's what we're going with anyway. I'm going to paint this yellow. And the other one is going to be black, all black, like a sinister Merc. I think I'm going to do black with red interior. And maybe red headlights. I think that will look good. I think you'll like that. Still got a little bit of. It looks alright. I think it'll be just fine. A little bit of a burr in there, but yeah. What do you know? I remember to hit the record button. I've been doing these cars for, I don't know. I started off when I was a teenager. I'm in my 40s now. I started off when I was a teenager, of course, in school and doing models. And honestly, I didn't get into restoring Hot Wheels until probably I don't know, 35, I guess. Never even thought about doing Hot Wheels. And then I seen a good old YouTube. I seen something on YouTube, a guy taking a car apart, and I'm like, man, that is awesome. I wanted something different, and I thought, man, there's so many different cars you can get in the Hot Wheel version or 1/64th version. There's so many more you can get in the 1/64th scale versus a 1/24th scale. So once I started, it just snowballed, just kept going. I'm going to tap and drill it because these are going to be nice cars. So the nice cars I tap and drill. I got these little bitty screws that are actually Allen head, and whenever I put them in, they look like rivets. And you can barely tell it's even been taken apart, which I like. I started off about just the Phillips screw heads, but I just wanted to make it look like they've never been taken apart. And you can surprise somebody by being like, "Oh no, that car's been taken apart." No way, it's got rivets. No, it sure don't. Them are Allen heads, and they're so small they look like rivets. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to do some painting, and it's just spray paint. If you see some smoke, it is this deal here. Man, it smells so good. I got some kind of like, I don't know, smells like wood burning or something. Pine or something, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to paint these and paint them black because one's going to be Taxi and one's going to be a black Sinister Merc. Spare some details because I don't want to bore you guys too much. I mean, I don't get bored watching people and listening to them. I think it's fun. I don't judge. Everybody is different in their own ways. If you're doing this and spending money on this and not getting in trouble, I think it's just great. Also have this other car. It's a Mercury, some kind of 49 Mercury, I believe. I don't know what that is. Not a fan of it. But anyway, I think I'm going to make Mike Espo a bonus car, and I think I'm going to make him a junkyard car out of this because he started up a junkyard. And if you've watched any of my other videos, which I don't have many on there just yet, but I'm working on it. But if you watch some of my other videos, I have a junkyard too, and it was a lot of fun. And right now, I actually have some extra cars on it. I actually need a bigger junkyard, or you know what? I could just have the scrap truck come in and haul some of this crap off. lot of these cars I got from Diecast Car Guy for Life. Stan. This one here. Diecast Car Guy for Life. It came from him. He made this. He built that car. He built this car. I built this one. But he also built that car over there. And that truck, he built that truck. And he built that 55 Chevy there. And there's some more of them in here he's built. But anyway, I'm gonna spare you the details. And like I said, it's just spray paint. So I'll be back with more progress. Alright, I'm gonna show you how I tap this out here. So this is the black one, and you see me filing down these studs for the holds the car on the frame. So I've already done it, but I use a punch and get right there in the middle so the drill don't try to wander. And I just do both sides right in the middle. That way the drill, like I said, the drill won't wander around. And I use a 1/16 little drill bit, and right there in the middle. Hope you can see it okay. Of course, I don't do this to all of them. The junkyard cars, I usually just glue them. Because, I don't know, it's just easier. It don't take long to go pretty far. And this is the oil that I use, so I usually just kind of test it and see kind of how far. It's pretty close. I'm going to go just a hair more just to be sure. Because the last thing I'm going to do is get this tapped out and it not be the hole not be long enough. And I always test it with that because, you know, you want to keep your tap cool. It's not like it spins very fast, but it's already oiled, so I don't have to worry about it. Maybe try zooming in here a little bit. And I just run her down, just gotta hold her straight. Run her down, nice and easy, nice and smooth. I'll go down till it gets kind of tough, then I'll back it back out. Clean the shavings off. And I'll go back in and go further than where it was. It'll get snug again, I'll back her back out. Clean it off again. There's different ways of doing this. This is just how I do it. I've been doing it for, I don't know, 10 years or so. This tap is 2.59. And put a little oil down in there. And I'll do it again. Make sure the threads are clean. Make sure it's, oh yeah, make sure it feels good. Make sure I'm all the way. Don't want to twist too hard. I've never broke one of these down in there, but I don't want to start either. Clean the shavings off. Here's these little, they're pretty hard to see. Here is little screws that I use. They are 0.0 or 0.05 Allen head. Actually, before I do that, I usually blow it out real good so don't have metal shavings in there, any kind of debris or anything. Screw her down. And I usually leave that in if I'm going to paint it, because I'm not done with this car. I already did the other one. Of course, this is going to be taxi. I use a black primer, so now it's just going to have to be painted yellow. So anyway, there's one. I'll do the other one off camera. I got Mike a junkyard car. I'm building them, and I, of course, forgot to hit the record button, and I got this car started. Of course, it ain't gonna look like that. It's gonna look different than that when I'm done. But all these screws, I wanted to show you. These are the ones that I use. There's everything you need to know right there. Little button head screws. But anyway, it's a junkyard car that I've started. It's a Mercury, 49 Mercury. And I started painting and stuff. I'm going to finish that. Hopefully on camera. So that's my progress so far. I still have to paint interior and stuff, so I still got a lot to do. A little at a time when I can, here and there. I do have to order some taxi decals, I believe, so this is going to take a little longer than what I was hoping, because I could get it done if I wasn't missing some parts or some things. I need yellow paint, which I have every color but yellow spray paint, and I need some decals. So that's that part. I'll keep you posted. Okay, so what I did was going ahead and put this car together. This here is the Sinister Merc that I built. Them are rivets. I mean, not rivets. They are little button heads, but they look like rivets. like I was telling you earlier. But I think it turned out pretty good. Pretty slick little Merc. Here, let's just do that. Wind her up. So I think it turned out pretty good. That's the Sinister Merc. And I tell you what, I was kind of fighting myself whether I thought, man, that looks cool, but I didn't want to paint the interior because I just think it looks cool like that. You know, the bumper's chrome, the interior, and I just think it looked too cool to paint it. So the interior, so I didn't. I left it like that, and that is the Sinister Merc that I built for Mike Espo, doing a little car trading. Set that to the side there. Now check this one out. This is Taxi Merc that he wanted. And I apologize for doing it off camera, but them decals were so small, it kind of took everything I could just to do it right. But I think it turned out really good, and I think Mike's gonna be pretty happy with it. I had to order them decals, and what happened was I ordered the decals because I've never built a taxi. There's no taxis around here. There's Uber, but no taxis. And Mike, I know he's from New York, and I drive a tractor trailer, so I've been to New York, and I've been to LA, I've been everywhere, and I've seen taxis and stuff. But like I said, there's no taxis here, so I've never built a taxi, and ordered the decals, and they sent me a message when I was looking through them. I was looking in the mail, waiting for them. Any day, I figured they'd be here, and anyway, the time I was looking for them, they sent me a message saying that their printer has broke and they can't print any. So I had to order another set. And these were smaller than I wanted, but I think it turned out really good. I tried to proportion the decals on it, or water slide decals. I tried to proportion on it on the car really good as as I thought. But I thought it turned out real good. So there's the Sinister Merc, and there's the Taxi Merc that are going to Mike Espo. And if you want to see him reveal these cars, um, if you're not following Mike Espo, look him up and start following him. He's got a lot of mercs. He's got a lot of cool cars and cool stuff, and he builds some cool stuff. Now, whenever I was building that Sinister Merc, remember me saying that I didn't want to paint the interior? Well, I decided to go ahead and do another one. Now, this one here is a part, but I made a I'm calling this one the Murder Mercury, um, or Murder Merc. But I painted it black, just like the other one. Red headlights, red interior. I just I couldn't help it. It just and I think it looks really cool. I'll go ahead and put this car together. blacked out the wheels. Matter of fact, I use these trucks to hold my parts and stuff. Yeah, they're sitting around looking cool, but I also use them. Actually, this truck here was holding that car while the axles were drying. So Mike's got 3 Mercs that he's trading me for 3 Mercs. Now Mike's not going to see this video until after he gets these cars, because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But he's sending me 3 really cool ones, and I wanted to make sure these were really cool. And that junkyard car that I was going to build, well, I'm still going to build it. I still have it like this. I blacked out the tires and the wheels. And this is black. And what I did was I took the axles out and I put this little widget thing in there to make the back end drag. That way it still has tires and wheels, but it is setting so low that it's almost like it don't even have any butt. It rolls good. I mean, even I don't know, when I tested it out, it rode good, but it's so low to the ground, it don't have much room. But anyway, I'm gonna work on this on camera. Put this to the side. Kind of set that there, and kind of move these out of the way a little bit. Put in the comments, if you don't mind, which 3 of them you like the best of the Mercuries I built. Now, I'm thinking junkyard car, so I'm not going to drill the posts out. I am going to use 600 grit paper, sandpaper, and I'm going to start sanding on it. I'm thinking more like a barn find, like a barn find car. We'll put a little rust on it. Now, you've seen what color it was if you watched the whole video underneath this primer color. I did that so I could sand her down and let that paint underneath it come through it. You know, like somebody's been working on it and maybe they give up on it or run out of money or got hurt, or there's 1,000,001 stories, you know. Look how that's coming through on the top like that. I'm just using 600 sandpaper, 600 grit sandpaper. That's coming through real good. Add some rust to that and it's really going to pop. I painted I painted orange on the front, on the roof and on the trunk, and then I painted like a white color. You can see some of the orange coming through there, but I'm gonna doctor it up. I'm going to probably get down to the orange a little bit in some places, and I'm going to doctor it up. And I'm thinking barn find to be cooler than a junkyard car. And I love that hood. What I did was when I painted it black, I wanted to just mist it. I wanted to just mist it. I didn't want to. I thought the hood was real cool, the design on it, and I didn't want to. I wanted to keep that in with the car. Look at that going through there. You can see purple coming through. I painted this fender blue underneath, and you can see that blue starting to come through, starting to pop. And then add some, rust to that whenever I get this sanded through. It takes a little bit. You can always fast forward, but I also got some red in here somewhere. I think this door, maybe this fender. This car was originally purple. See some purple shining through there. I painted that blue, or that door. I painted that door blue. You can see the blue coming through. And under that is the purple. I did not strip the paint because when you're doing something like this, I think it just adds character to the car. Especially when you start sanding on it. Got a little purple coming through. I painted this a dark blue on top of the purple. It might be hard to tell on camera, but there's a little dark blue coming through. She's coming through in some areas. Yep, you can see a little red on it coming through on that fender. If you go down below the red, you see that purple. And you add some rust streaks and stuff on top of it. And man, it's going to look cool. This trunk's going to be a little difficult because of the curve. Might even get the Dremel out, maybe. It's going to come through pretty easy, actually. I love barn find cars. I actually have a 1970 Monte Carlo and also back there. And mine is actually that color, the Fast and Furious car back here in the corner, sitting over at Dom's house. It's that color. It's 1970. It has a 400 in it, and it runs pretty good. It's got a 3-speed transmission, automatic, and well, it goes down the road nice. And it's got plenty of power, and you know, I've won a lot of car shows with it. It was my dad's, and I don't know. You know how life gets in the way sometimes. Well, he let it sit there for, I don't know, 5 years, I guess, and I end up getting the car from him. I bought it, and it sat on the edge of a field for 5 years. And when I went and picked that car up, I thought, what in the heck did I get myself into? Because it needed a lot of work. My dad did some engine work to it. He bored it like 10 over and put some kind of Z28 cam in it and a lifter deal in it, and that orange is coming through there pretty nicely. And I had to mostly do a lot of interior work to get it where I could do car shows with it. I did mostly interior work, a little bit of maintenance, changing oil, spark plugs, wires, tune up. But still have the car today. I guess I've had the car for 15, 20 years, I guess. And I've won a lot of car shows with it. And now it's getting where it kind of needs some paint. I was also in a muscle car magazine with it. And I'll eventually make a video of that car, probably. I'm trying to think if I have any videos of that car in it. I don't think I do. But it's a cool car. Of course, my favorite cars are Camaro and Chevelle. You know how that goes. I tell you what, Monte Carlo's a lot cheaper than a Chevelle. It is got the exact same interior as a 70 Chevelle, more than a 70, 71, 72. It's got the exact same trunk lid. So when I ordered catalog to start working on this car, they sent me a Chevelle catalog, and I'm like, I don't have a Chevelle, right? I got a Monte Carlo, and they're like, at the time I didn't know it, but they're like, got the exact same parts. I'm like, cool. So anyway, I brought her back to life and started car showing it, and I didn't have to paint it, but I did have to have it buffed, and it brought the color back out. And it was good enough car show for several years. And like I said, it's been in the muscle car magazine of the Midwest is what it's called. But it was a barn find. When Dad found it, it was in the barn. The car don't even have 100,000 miles on it yet. It had 90,000 miles on it when I got it, and I think it's got 96,000 miles on it now. Of course, I just joyride a little bit around here. Car shows were close when I was going, or when we were going. But yeah, I'll include some pictures and stuff so you can see that car. Of course, I collect as many as I can because I own it. Was not the car I was aiming to be. I wanted a muscle car, and Dad had one, and I thought, well, I'll start there. Of course, like I said, I wanted a Chevelle. I wanted a Camaro. Camaro's always been my favorite cars. I've had several 80s model Camaros. I had an IROC Z28 and then a regular Z28 Camaro, the third gen. Look at that. Look at that popping. Just keep standing on it. It just keeps, you know, it just keeps adding character to the car. And I'm just rattling on like a little schoolgirl. Hope y'all don't mind while I'm doing this. And you can always fast forward, or you know, you got the freedom to do whatever you want. But I'm gonna come back and see what else I want to do with this thing, and I'll come back because I don't want to make this video too long. I don't mind long videos myself, but some people don't. And anyway, I'll be back with more progress. All right, so here I am again in my natural habitat. Not really, but you know. So I got some rust and stuff put on the car and the interior. And wouldn't you know it, it's got a busted windshield. Crazy. You know how the old barn find cars are. You just never know what's going to happen to them. Goats be jumping on them, or chickens, hawks, cats, barn cats. But she's a little rough, but you know, she's all there. And a little bit of work, she'll start and run. She'll go down the track. She got 4 aired up tires, but she'll go down the track. I did some weathering on it. Hope everybody likes it. We're going to put her together. There's some spots there that I wanted to try to imitate fresh metal. You know, around the top of the trunk there, they had to cut it out, put some fresh metal in there. And I mean, you can't fix the whole car in one day. It's piece by piece when you have the time. Well, I got the bottom right here. I believe it's dry. I'll put it together and we'll get this one done down the road. I'm sure Mike's wanting it. Got his other 3 cars there in the background. Whoa. I'm glad I didn't hit the one that I repainted for Mike. Yeah, see? I told you she'll go down the road. Whoa, cameraman, easy there. Yeah, she'll go down the road. my rust techniques are the technique that works for me is mostly with a sponge. I'll dab the sponge and paint, and then I'll dab it on the car. Now, a couple of this rust spots here, I just kind of put it on the edge of the car and I blow it down, water down rust spots. This one worked really good. I put the rust on there and just lightly blew, and it draped off there like that. Same thing for the back here. I don't know why I'm doing that. I got a turntable. Make sure she's wound up. Away we go. She sits pretty low too. In the back. You see it still rolls. But man, I couldn't get it much lower without taking the tires off. I hope you liked it. Hope Mike likes them. I think he will. Well, I'm not going to ask you to like or subscribe because everybody else does. So, you know, I just ain't going to do it. I don't know. But I look forward to doing more videos and growing my audience. So I'm going to get these wrapped up and ship them to Mike. And after he gets them, I'll post this video, which nobody even know that. So don't know why I said that, but Mike does. So anyway, we'll catch y'all later. See ya.